So I would never advocate for anyone to lose their job, but in this instance, I think the guy wants to go. So as my public service announcement for today, Tony Khan, if you're watching this, please, dear God, just release Rey Fenix so that we can stop talking about this shit. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about NXT, in particular the debut of one Ricky Starks. That's right, it has happened. He has finally been released from his contract and he made his debut on last night's NXT, and I want to talk about it. So let's dive into this, starting with how it happened, how it went down. Oh, I also forgot to say, please hit subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts down below, and I'll try and reply to every single one of them as we dive into this. Starting with, yes, Ricky Starks, appearing through the crowd, not mentioned by name at all. He's not mentioned by name other than fans chanting his name in the arena. He's not mentioned by name on the YouTube channel, so that makes me think that maybe he's going to be getting a new name. It was a good debut. It was unexpected. He was only released, a day and a half ago. And it was a pretty cool debut. He didn't say anything necessarily of note. He said his catchphrase, "The Revolution will indeed be televised," on NXT. And yeah, it was a pretty small debut. Few minutes, got a big reaction from the crowd. It was nice to see. I think you can look at this in a few ways. There's a few positives about this, and there are a few negatives that I do want to talk about as well. We'll start with the positives. I think, having collected my thoughts, I was initially upset that he wasn't debuted on the main roster, because I think he's main roster ready. But looking at the division, the men's division in NXT, I think he could easily be the face of NXT for 2 years. He's a young guy, and there's not many men's single stars who are that have that much star power. You've obviously got Obafemi, you've got Ethan Page. Who else? Trick Williams, he's probably bound to call up sooner rather than later. Obafemi's also probably bound to call up sooner rather than later. So having Ricky Starks be the face of NXT, immediately strapping him up with that title, I think is the right move. I think having him have a really long reign, and if you really, really want to stick it and be petty to AEW, showing what we were missing out on this time that he's missed, I think is a really big upside for NXT, and something they could really play off that energy that Ricky Starks brings. Another positive I do think is there's a ready-made feud. I think Ethan Page versus Ricky Starks is going to be really cool. I think it was a cool way to debut him. I think overall, just the presentation and going forwards, what Ricky Starks brings fits well in NXT, considering their division is lacking. In terms of a few negatives that I do want to talk about this debut, the name. I don't want Ricky Starks' name to change. Granted, we've all got used to the name changes. We've gotten used to Gunther. I get the argument. But Ricky Starks, it just goes well. It just has a nice ring to it, Ricky Starks. And I think Ricky Starks as NXT champion has a nice ring to it. There was obviously a few listed of trademark names, which sounded a bit corny. So I hope he's not one of those. I think keeping him as Ricky Starks makes all the sense in the world. The other negative that I do want to talk about is sort of out of the realms of NXT, and that is that very recently Ricky Starks won the Defy World Championship, ending a 600-day plus reign from Kenta. Now I hope that this move to WWE does not impact that and he just loses the belt straight away now that he's signed with NXT, because that was a 600-day reign. I don't want to see that go up in smoke just because he signed with NXT. NXT working with TNA, working with Noah. So hopefully they will allow Ricky Starks to keep this title and have a substantial reign with the Defy title. I don't want to see it just be dropped immediately and have Kenta's reign wasted, essentially. It would have been nice for him to show up with the Defy title. That would have been cool. But yeah, there's not that much more to say about this. It wasn't a massively substantial debut. I suppose we can look at how we think this is going to go moving forward. Whether he's the one to beat Obafemi, I don't think Obafemi needs a massive reign. I don't think he needs a long reign. If it was me, I would have Ricky Starks, who's going to be incredibly over as a babyface, have Ricky beat Obafemi at Stand and Deliver. He is your new face of NXT. Obafemi can go straight to the main roster, because talk about someone who could have a Kurt Angle level year one on the main roster. He could go up and immediately vie for that world title. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one who beats Jey Uso for the world heavyweight title after he's won it from Gunther. Just have Obafemi come up, destroy Jey Uso at SummerSlam, and you have a ready-made star. Ricky Starks can stay down in NXT, give him a really long reign with that title, because there's no one on the horizon that I want to see beat Ricky Starks in NXT. You could have him have like a Gunther level reign, in my opinion. I think you could easily give him like 600 days, 800 days with the NXT title and really establish him before sending him up to the main roster, because sending him up to the main roster right now, it's very crowded. Seth, Punk, Roman, Cody, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, Bron Breakker, Ilya Dragunov when he comes back, Gunther. There's so many names up in there that I think he will get lost in the shuffle, and I don't want to see that happen with Ricky Starks. So I think just keep him down in NXT, give him a massively long title reign with the NXT Championship, and you have a ready-made star to take to the main roster. I think this was a good thing. Like, whatever happened in AEW happened, and I'm happy we can move past it. I'm happy Ricky Starks can move past it now that he's in WWE, and we can just put all of that behind us and look forward to what's in the future. And that is NXT champion Ricky Starks. It's going to happen. So I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you happy to see Ricky Starks? Are you not? Let me know, and I'll try to apply to every single one of them. Stay tuned, because my review of North Wrestling NCL 51 will be up later today as well. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll try to apply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.